deals with the human behavior so as to as far as the public organizations and their activities are concerned. So, public administration deals with the human behavior who are working in an organization, who mutually come together and put in the human effort to achieve the common goals, we can say. So, public administration is a part of the social science, because we study about we all human beings come together to go on with a common goal, or to understand or to achieve the common goal, we can say. Then the social sciences is the youngest discipline of the social sciences. As we have discussed, this is the youngest discipline of the social sciences. And the public administration is a science of observation rather than of experiment. That is, public administration deals with the society, deals with the experiments which are being done in the society. That is, what is the welfare of the people, how to take care of the people. Everything will be studied in the public administration. And we can say that the society is the laboratory for the social sciences. Whereas for physical sciences, it is the laboratory is confined to a room. Or for life, physical sciences, we see many experiments are conducted in this. So now we will discuss the relationship with the other social sciences, that is with the political science. First, we will be dealing with the political science. Political science and public administration are two sister social sciences, means they are two sister subjects. Because in the last classes, we have discussed that political science is the mother of social science, or we can say the public administration is a branch of social science. Why? Because the political science is the the formation of the government, and the public administration is the working of the government. So each in this regard, the public administration and political science are the two sister subjects. Then the second one is political science is concerned with political process. The political science is concerned with the political process like elections, legislations, etc. While public administration is concerned with alternative, or we can say administrative processes like execution of the policy. Now, as we have discussed, that political process involves the elections and the formation of the policies. The public representatives or the members of the parliament or the legislative assembly, they are play a very important role in getting back to power, or to be in the power, and to formulate the rules and regulations. And in the purview of these legislations only, they can take the formulation of the policies. Then, according to Leslie Lipson, he says that government is a continuous process consisting of phases. In that, legislative is one phase, administration is another one. Means these are the two phases, because if formulation of policy takes place only, then the second stage, the implementation of the policy, can be taken up. But if only formulation of the policy is taken up, then if there is no administration going on, then it will be a very, nobody will be aware of the policies of the government, and they will not relish the fruits of this policy making. So we can say that political science and public administration go hand in hand, and there are two phases. The first phase is formulation of the policy, and the second one is the implementation of the policy. But at times we can say these are merged together and at certain points become indistinguishable, because at times the politicians and the administrators, when they merge together, when they come together, then the citizens will relish the fruits of the policies. Then the government, then it is called the government, the working of the government, where the politicians are not distinguished and the administrators are also not distinguished. Both of them, when the politicians, that is, who are in power, and the administrators, when they come together, they cannot be distinguished. Then the second relationship with the economics. Public administration, as we know, is very closely related to economics, because we can say it is to have a much in common. That is, administration is concerned with the implementation of the policies and programs meant for economic growth and development. That is, the policies and programs, whatever the government takes up, is in turn for the economic growth and development. For example, now whatever the policy, take a policy of the government, which has now take a policy of property tax or any taxes. Now the government will say that in this period of time, if you pay your taxes, you have to pay only this much tax, and you will be getting some discount or some percentage of discount waiver, they say. With that, what happens? That everybody will go and pay their taxes. With that, what happens? The government will get the revenue, and the people also will pay their taxes on time. Now, this revenue will be utilized for the development of the citizens, or in the development of the economic growth, because the government, when the government gets more revenue, when the government gets more money, then it will seize, and it will show more development. That is, giving or providing more infrastructure, providing better roads, better basic facilities for the people. Then for a country like India, economic planning poses great challenges to administrations which have poverty, illiteracy, and ignorance at a more levels, we can say. So administration, that is providing all the services, taking care of the challenges for the administrators. Because of the poverty, what we are having, more of poverty can be seen in India. Illiteracy is more in some states, and ignorance. Ignorance is unaware of whatever the initiatives which are being taken up by the government, or what all the facilities. If you go and talk to a common man, he might not know what the policies are, what are the initiatives the government is taking up. So he will not know, so he will be ignorant. So it is, so we can say that public administration is closely related to economics. So where administrators go for planning of or implementation of the policies, whereby giving more of economic growth and development. Then economic planning is inevitable for optimum utilization of resources, achieve a rapid economic development and also to ensure social justice. That is to give a clear picture, or go for social justice. That is in providing equal opportunities to everybody. Then the economic planning, giving nowadays we are seeing that the other caste students, that is who are economically weak, that is the other caste, that is the forward caste people, the forward caste students are also being given scholarships who are economically weak, which will give them a boosting to study more, and and we can say the proper utilization of the resources can be done. Then the third one is relation with sociology. Now, sociology is concerned with the behavior of a man as a member of society. That is, what is sociology? It is the study of society and human behavior. Means you, myself, a human being, how he behaves in the society, how he takes up, how he makes him, we can say his relation, how he maintains the relationships with others in the society. All this, it studies the society and the social behavior. Now, how it is concerned with administration is all about coming together to achieve a common goal. Now, so where administration is a social group effort, and therefore an administrative system is a social system. Means the administration has to be taken up, taking in context the society. So whatever the administrators take decisions, that is the formulation of the policies take place, they have to take into consideration the social system. A social system, that is the society. Then a proper understanding of public administration is possible only if it is studied with reference to the society. That is, now if you take the society has to work according to the norms, or according to the, we can say, has some rules and regulations. And in that also, how the behavior of the people is there, how a citizen is there, how he is working. Everything has to be taken care of. So, and sociology throws light on group behavior and provides insights into several administrative problems, such as tribal unrest, communal tensions. Now, taking this example, we can have a clear picture. Now we see there be communal tensions or tribal unrest. Why? Because in the tribal villages, tribal areas, the human behavior is different. If you go to a village, and if you stay in the village, the behavior of the people, how they wake up early in the morning and they go to the fields, they have their daily course of work is totally different from the people who are residing in the cities. This is social behavior. So now the administration, the welfare, taking care of these people will be totally different in a rural background and as well as in an urban background. So sociology, the study of human behavior, explains us how the welfare programs have to be taken up. Then the next one is relation with psychology. Psychology is defined as science of behavior. Science of behavior means it is, now understand the sociology. Sociology is different. So sociology is different from sociology and psychology. Sociology and psychology. Sociology is different from psychology. Now, what is psychology and sociology? Sociology is a social behavior. Social behavior means it is about taking care of the relationships of the people, how a person interacts with the other person, how he takes the things, how he analyzes the things. Everybody, a group of people, when they come together, how they work, all this is taken into considerations. Then what is psychology? Psychology is the science of behavior, that is attitudes of the people, how the moods are there, how they react to the things, how they interact with a person. All this is psychology. So public administration has deep linkages with the behavior study in the context of organizations. That is, public servants working in, for example, the public servants working in police departments and security establishments. They have to study the mob psychology. That is the strike. If there is a strike going on, these police personnel, they study the why the strike is, how the strike is going on, what is the how the people will react if they go and beat them, or how to address their issues. This is meant they analyze. These police personnel will analyze the attitudes, the behavior, the thinking of these people who are going on strike and try to pacify them or try to make them calm down. Then the second one, the next one is relation with history. History is one of the oldest social sciences. One of the oldest social sciences. And because we are dealing with the past, what has been gone. So, but to be in the present, to experience the present scenario, we should know, we should have the knowledge what has happened yesterday. Now, for a class also, if you attend the classes regularly, if you listen to the last class, you will know what the next coming class will deal with, what the teacher will try to explain you in the coming classes. So that is history. So according to E. H. Carr, he defines history as a continuous process of interaction and an unending dialogue between present and the past. That is, here the history is a continuous process of interaction and is an unending dialogue between present and the past. Present and the past. So, if you know the past, you can focus on your future. And if you don't know what has happened yesterday, how will you know what to do tomorrow? So it is very important to have an analysis and to keep an view on the past also. Then the study of the historical background of a country enables us to understand its administrative systems also. Why? Because if you study the past, it might be the British rule or it might be about the past governments, then the present government, the present administrators will know what policies have to taken up or how the welfare of the people have to be taken up in a better manner. Then now these are all the relationships of the public administration with all the other social sciences. We have discussed about the relationship of social science, that is why public administration, relationship with the economics, political science, psychology, history, and sociology. We will take up the next topic, that is Oriental approach by Kautilya. Now, Kautilya is also known as Chanakya of Chandragupta Mauryan period. Chandragupta Maurya is the emperor or the emperor of the Mauryan Empire, or he is the king of the Mauryan Empire. And Kautilya, we all know that when we talk about the Chandragupta Maurya has established his empire because of Kautilya only. Kautilya, as we all know, is considered as, for his wittiness or his political ideology, or we can say the politics. Means he knows the strategies, he knows when to conquer the opposite king, and he made all the we can say he has made the Chandragupta Maurya as the king of the Mauryan Empire. Now he also, Kautilya was called the Acharya in the Chandragupta Mauryan period. When we talk about Kautilya, we get to know about the Arthashastra. Kautilya is famous for his the theory of Arthashastra, or the books, or we can say the treatise of Arthashastra. Now, what does this Arthashastra mean? The word Artha denotes the substance of livelihood. The substance of livelihood. Livelihood means to earn one's living. To earn one's living, or we can say to sustain themselves, or to conquer, or I can say, now we can say that the Arthashastra is all about the substance of livelihood. The substance of livelihood. So the Arthashastra can be considered, as it says, that Arthashastra is the science which deals with the acquisition and protection of means of livelihood. Acquisition and protection. There are two words here for the means of livelihood. Now, what does this mean? Acquisition means acquiring, conquering the other lands, conquering the other lands or the other territories and taking hold of that territories. That is the extension of empire. Now, when we see this, the kings used to conquer the neighboring kingdoms and used to take their territories, and they used to rule the extension of their territory. They used to extend their territories to have more power, to achieve more power, to gain more power. And why they had to have more power? To be strong enough to rule the people, to bring about their, we can say, their rule, or to influence their rule and make the people follow their rules and regulations. Because if you don't acquire land, if you don't kill, or if you don't acquire the territories, if you don't conquer the other kingdoms, the others will conquer you. That is to sustain, to live. So you have to, the king has to conquer the other kingdoms and has to acquire land. So Arthashastra explains, according to Kautilya, in his Arthashastra, he explains that acquisition, acquiring land, conquering the lands of the neighboring kings, and the taking power of them will make the king more powerful, and he will has to sustain, to have a better livelihood, or to be more powerful. He has to acquire the land and he has to conquer the land. And second is protection of means. Protection of means means protection of the subjects. Who are these subjects here? The citizens, the welfare of the citizens. If the king takes care of his ministers, if he takes care of his military, and if he takes care of all the citizens in a proper manner, how can he take the welfare of the citizens in a proper manner? By giving them all the facilities which they have to. That is, giving them proper food, proper shelter, and of giving them all the facilities to earn their living, providing them better opportunities, respecting the artisans. That is, the artisans like the pottery makers, the blacksmiths, all these means giving the craftsmen the importance. If everybody is happy, then ultimately the king also will be happy. And if the citizens are happy, and if the king makes all the citizens happy, then there will be no scope for rebels. Who is a rebel? Rebel is a person who goes against the king. So why does a person or a citizen becomes rebel? When he is not being provided all the facilities what he works for, or what he thinks for, or what he expects from the king. The king provides all the facilities to the citizens in a better manner, then the livelihood, then the sustainability of the king also goes on very well, and he will also be a better person because he will be giving more basic facilities, and there will be no, when he provides all the basic facilities, then there will be no scope for rebellious or rebellions or rebels. Both of rebels we can take. Now, the work of the king or the responsibility, we can say the Arthasastra's objective, we can say, is twofold. Okay, the first is Palana. Please remember these words. These are very, very important. The first one, twofold means two. The Palana, first one is Palana. Palana refers to the administration, that is working of the government, providing all the facilities to the citizens. When a king provides all the facilities to the people, to the citizens, it is his responsibility and duty. And protection of the state. Palana is administration and protection of the state. So that is, administration is providing basic facilities, taking care of the citizens is administration, and protection is looking after the welfare of the people, that is from foreign aggression and the natural calamities. Foreign aggression is giving protection from other kingdoms, that is from the wars. Simply we can say protecting the people from wars from the outside kingdom. And protection is taking care of them from the wars and natural calamities. Natural calamities is if there is drought, if there is famine, that is no food grains, then the king should provide. If there is a climatic natural calamity of floods, then the king should take care of them, provide them all the food and shelter. So Palana is the responsibilities of the king. How a king should take up, give good administration and the protection of the state. Then the second is Labha. Labha is a conquest and acquisition of territory. Labha means profit. Now, to give good palana, to give good administration, he should have good profits. Now, to have profits, he has to conquer and acquire more lands. So if he conquers other kingdoms, then the king will get more money, more military, more arms, more power and more territory, and more people will be under him. And if he gets more money, more power, more military, then his power will be doubled. And more revenue to his treasure, more revenue, that is more money to his treasure, which will in turn help them to provide better facilities to the people. Then coming to the life and work of Kautilya or Chanakya. Kautilya was a professor of university and minister of the Mauryan Empire. Kautilya was the first And Kautilya, as we know, Kautilya is also called as the Acharya in the Mauryan Empire. Before that, before becoming the Acharya, Kautilya was a professor, means was a teacher at Taxila University. Then coming to the Arthashastra written by Kautilya, in this, of the 15 Adikarnas, that is the books which are being written are called as in Arthashastra. Arthashastra is a bundle of books, okay? Is a bundle of books. Now, how many books there were? There were 15, and the books were termed as Adikarnas. The books were termed as Adikarnas. And the books related to public administration. Now, are these 15 Adikarnas of Arthashastra, which was written by Kautilya, aware of many subjects. Means he explained about economics, he explained about political science, he explained about the public administration, he explained on many of the subjects. From that, the books which he explained, the subject public administration are 4. Okay, what are those? The first, second, fifth, and sixth. Of the 15 books, the first book, second book, fifth book, and the sixth book were the books on public administration. Now, the Chandragupta Maurya ascended the throne around 321 BC. The Chandragupta Maurya took over the empire, and means we can say that he founded Chandragupta Maurya. The founder of the Mauryan Empire was done in the 321 BC. That and he was the Kautilya, was known as the Acharya, and in the Chandragupta Maurya period, means Acharya means the Prime Minister. Now Kautilya, in this Arthashastra, he explained about administration in these 4 books. But Kautilya came up with a theory, the functioning of how the functions of the government should go on. That is, he has come out with a theory known as Saptanga theory. Saptanga theory, in which he explained about the functioning of the government, that is, the working of the government. Now we will take up the Saptanga theory. Saptanga theory. Now, this Kautilya enumerates 7 prakritis, or essential organs of the state. That is, he explains, Kautilya explains us about that the government, how the working of the government should take place. And he has given us, explains that the state has 7 organs, and they are known as 7 prakritis. Prakritis. Now, what are these 7? Means he says that these are the 7 essential organs of the state. As the state should go on, for the state to function properly, there are 7 organs. What are those? The first one is the Swamin. The Swamin, or the ruler, or the king. The first and foremost is the essential organ of the state is the king. So now he explains, the Kautilya explains the duties and responsibilities, that is the functioning of the king. Now what is the function of the king? The functions of the king are, the king, he has to take care of his subjects. Moreover, the king should be strong enough. The king should be strong enough to, we can say, he has the foremost duty of taking care of the subjects and their property. Subjects and their property. That is, subjects and the properties means the citizens and their well-being, their property from the natural calamities and the foreign aggression. This taking care of the subjects and the properties is known as Rakshana and Palana. Rakshana and Palana. So now what is the important function of the king? Yes, it is that of the Yoga Kshema. Yoga Kshema. Yoga Kshema means it implies that idea of welfare. Yoga Kshema is taking care of the well-being of the citizens. Well-being of the citizens. And now how can he take care of the citizens, well-being of the citizens? How? Well, by bringing out good policies and having a hold on the subjects. That is, the king should be very strong enough. The king should be very strong enough. Means he should have whatever decision he takes should be followed by each and every citizen of that kingdom. How can it be done? When will the citizens listen to the king and his laws? When the king takes care of the subjects. That is, when the king takes care, when the king provides them all the facilities needed. If for a government also, if the government takes care of the people. Now, if you keep this Swami or the ruler and take an example of a quality of the government or a MLA of a place, of a constituency. Now that MLA, when he is elected to power and when he takes care of that constituency people, giving them better roads, giving them all the facilities, whatever they want, that constituency people, then when the elections come, they will again vote that MLA back to power. He need not please them. He need not tell them that I have done this, I have done that. No, not needed, because the people will get to know. So it is very important to take care of these subjects. The second one is the Amatya or the minister. The Amatya, or the minister. The Amatya or the minister. The Amatya is the prime minister who assists the king, who assists the king. The Amatya or the minister. Here, the Amatya is the minister here, the minister is has to follow the king and has to explain to the king, has to explain to the king what is good and what is wrong. Means he has to guide the king. He has to guide the king and explain to the king what is happening. So the Amartya plays a very important role in the working of the government. Then the third one is the Janapada. The Janapada is the citizens. The citizens are the third essential organs of the state, because the Janapada is here the citizens. The citizens are very, very important. The citizens are very, very important, because the king, if the king is strong and if the citizens support the king will be more stronger. And if there is any necessity, for the king to go if the king is going for a war, then the citizens should support the king. And when the kingdom is in need of the citizens, they have to help the king and take up the responsibility of safeguarding the kingdom. So the Janapada, or the citizens, are the most important organs of the state. Then the next one is the Durga. The Durga is the fortified capital. The fortified capital means the boundaries of the kingdom. The boundaries of the kingdom. The boundaries of the kingdom are, it can be from one side. If you take up a kingdom, the kingdom is surrounded by, from one side it is surrounded by water, from the other side it is surrounded by jungle or the forest, other side it is surrounded by, it is safeguarded by the desert, and from the other side it is safeguarded by the wall or the boundary wall of the kingdom. Now, why these four are there? These four take care of the kingdom. If there is any foreign aggression, or if the other kingdom is coming for a war, urging or a war, then the desert, the forest, the water, and the walls safeguard the kingdom. If you see the old movies where the kingdom is surrounded by one side of water, with this what happens is, if there is any foreign aggression, the king will come to know that somebody is entering the boundaries of the kingdom. So it is very important. Then the Kosa or the treasury. The Kosa or the treasury. The Kosa or the treasury is the revenues. The Kosa is the revenue of where all the revenue is kept. The king's revenue or the kingdom's revenue is kept. So now the kingdom has now all the taxes which are being paid by the citizens, and if the king has gone to the war and if he is getting the money, conquering that kingdom, the king has to submit or surrender all the revenue to the treasury or the kosa. Because this kosa will, the kosa or the treasury will take care of the it will take care of the welfare of the people, we can say. Then it will when the money is in the treasury, the king will feel powerful, because if you have more money with you, you will feel powerful and you can face any challenges in life. So it is very important that the kosa is the most important and organ of the state, which will help the king to be powerful. Then the last one, the seventh one, is the mitra or the friend. Now, who is the mitra or the friend? The mitra or the friend is the neighboring kingdoms. If you have a good friendly relationship with your neighboring kingdom, then the king will not have the threat for aggression. That is, the king will not have a threat of war from the beside kingdom. Now, for example, take India. India is being we can see India is, we can see where India is surrounded by the neighboring countries. Is surrounded by the neighboring countries. Where we have seen that we have China, Pakistan, all these the neighboring countries. But they are not being given, or they are not being given the we don't have good terms. So we have a foreign aggression, a foreign threat. So the king has to maintain a good relationship with the others. Then the next one is the 5 elements of administration. The 5 elements of administration. The first one is means of undertaking. Means of undertaking. First one is a means of undertaking. Means of undertaking is how the working of the government is. How the working of the government is, and what are the important roles played by each and every person in the working of the government. The second one is the excellence of men and material. The excellence of men and material. How the men and material are going on. How excellently the men are working, taking the resources into consideration and in providing better facilities. The third one is about appointment of place and time. That is, when the decision has to be taken, at what time the decision has to be taken. So the appointment of place and time. Then the fourth one is provision against failure. Provision against failure. That is a failure of the things where there should be a backup plan if there something goes wrong. If something goes wrong, then there should be a backup plan to go on with the working of the government. Then the last one is accomplishment of the work. The tasks, whatever are being taken, they have to be accomplished on time, on par with the system. So accomplishment of the work at the right time is the most important element of the administration, we can say, where when we are going for better administration. So Kautilya says that to go on with a good administration, these are the 5 important elements. Means of undertaking. Means of undertaking is how we have to be responsible, the working of the government, how we take up our duties, and the excellence of men and material, how it has to be, the men and the, when the resources are being utilized, when they have to be done, and the appointment of the place and time, when these are being at right time and at the right place. Then provision against the failure, that is at the right time, the right movement, the things have to be done. Then accomplishment of the work, that at the right time, the right things have to be taken up. So these are the 5 elements of the administration. So we can say that administration is very important in the working of the government, or in the right from the machinery of the government and the working of the government. Thank you.